shaken. I'm just a crash of the world.
After the fall of Micah Bell, John and Abigail are finally, officially married. And it's all thanks to one man who died for the Marston family. Uncle.
This is the story of how I died.
Lumbago.
I figured a shift in tone was warranted, especially after hearing this snake berate the dead weight. Snake berate the dead weight.
Swanson does his share. Molly, come on.
Notice how he doesn't mention Uncle. Addendum, he actually does call out Uncle's uselessness in this campfire exchange.
There used to be more. You're just worried. Worried because you're the one person in this whole goddamn bunch who does nothing but profit from everyone else's work.
That ain't true.
You're the first person I'd kill.
Well, the feeling is mutual.
I neglected this in the first draft because I failed to remember the ancient Sumerian analytical technique called research. Still, there's something to be said about Micah trying to counter Arthur by thinking of those who contribute the least, and somehow Uncle did not spring to Micah's mind. That's because despite being introduced as a pest in the pantry...
What a surprise! I find a camp rat loitering around in the kitchen.
Is that any way to greet an old friend? I feel like we haven't spoken for days.
I do my utmost to avoid you.
Why, he loves me, really. It's his sad way of showing affection.
No, it isn't. Now shoot, get lost.
Well, see you gents later.
Later, as a lounging layabout...
Ow! Oh, oh!
Careful not to work yourself to death there, Uncle.
I was thinking.
Yeah, does it pay well?
Oh, eventually.
So, while the rest of us are busy stealing, killing, lying, fighting to try to survive, you get to think all day.
Well, it's a strange world we live in, Arthur Morgan.
And later that day, likened to a leech...
You are a sad man, Arthur Morgan. But I know you love me.
Desperately. You're my favorite parasite. No, ringworm's my favorite parasite. You're my second favorite parasite.
Very funny.
I lied. Ringworm, then rats with the plague, then you.
Shut up.
All the while complaining about a debilitating condition.
Well, I got lumbago. Lumbago. Terminal lumbago. I got lumbago.
You'll have more than that in a minute.
Uncle is a surprisingly valuable asset to the gang, and especially to the Marstons. So yeah, we are jumping around a bit, at least in terms of what might be considered character significance, but I promise you, it'll work. It'll just work, unlike Uncle.
Now, if I overdo it, I'll get a relapse. It's very serious.
Get up or get out.
Oh, you can be so testy.
Just one time I hope to find you working. Just once.
You got so sanctimonious in your old age. No wonder she left you. It's like rooming with the King James Bible.
Get up!
Ow!
It's walk or work, old man. Why you let him stay?
He's actually been pretty useful, in a useless sort of way.
This moment from a new future imagined will be the anchor point for the old man's analysis. Because in what sense is Uncle pretty useful? A useless sort of way, sure, but what does that mean? Well, before we can answer that for this game, we ought to acknowledge who he was in the first game, for that is where his introduction was made, in the latter half of the third act of Red Dead Redemption, which is not a lot of time, so every scene is essential. Honestly, the lack of examples is almost preferable. It's going to make Molly way easier to unpack. Back to the point. This introduction of Uncle after the death of Dutch will help us see the general shape of this character, the main idea Rockstar went for in the beginning. After John presumably paid his debts to the feds and announces himself to the house, he's greeted by his worried wife and relieved son, hugging both until John is told the bad news about their livestock and livelihood.
Coyotes ate all the chickens and poachers took the cattle. I tried, Father. I tried.
I know you did, son. I know.
And don't you go blaming me, boy. Don't you go blaming me.
I ain't blaming no one, old man, but since you're still alive, there's 4 mouths to feed. And no cattle.
That's a nice way to greet somebody. Why don't I get the warm and tender embrace?
Ah, I thought when I first played this at age 14, he's the old coot.
You old coot? Yes, that's me. I'm over here.
I know that stereotype. He's grumpy and aged, yet somehow has a bigger spirit than the main hero. Plus, his name is just Uncle, probably not even related. They just ended up calling him that. Since he only has like 10 minutes of screen time in the first game, I think this stereotype was all they were really going for. Now, before writing this, I was pretty sure I had a good idea what this stereotype was, but I didn't have any clear examples I could point to. So after researching old coots and old westerns, I learned about an actor named George Gabby Hayes, and I think I found the direct inspiration for this character.
Oh, what do you know about Joe? Can't even tell a new dress from a fancy sandal.
Well, I did my best. Thing is, there was too many of them.
Are ye or ain't ye the new owner of the Circle R Ranch?
It's easy to pick on the elderly. It's easy, but it ain't dignified.
Smart, ain't ye?
Well, thank the good Lord you're back. Nothing worse for an old man than sleeping in the warm afternoon sun.
It ain't proper to be spying on a young couple a courting. What's he doing now?
And now he's kissing her.
He is?
I thought you was dead. I wasn't drinking.
Hold your excuses until you figured out which one to use.
Aside from having the coolest name ever, Spider Madison did a stellar job portraying this old coot character, a Gabby Hayes type, much like how Anthony DeLongis whipped it out of the park with Lee Johnson, a John Wayne type, or how Benjamin Byron Davis bought the bank by being a better version of Curly Bill Brocious. It's all based on these movies these British people beloved. That was the goal of the first game. At least that's my theory, that Red Dead Redemption was designed to be the ultimate spaghetti western experience. A worthy goal. I actually do like the game, in case my comment from the Guarma chapter was confusing, but I digress. The main point is to understand why Uncle is who he is, but because this is a Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we need to address the uncle in the room. The general vibe of RDR2 Uncle is that he's a chipper fellow, not a feller with a chip on his shoulder. RDR1 Uncle doesn't seem to possess the same sense of humor from before. Sarcasm, yes, but not nearly as light of a heart. In his final days, Uncle wasn't singing songs or telling tall tales, and you're gonna tell me that this is the same character?
Arthur! Oh, Arthur! You smell. It's cologne. It's liquor. It's cologne from Cologne, Germany. Oh, I just had a few nips, Arthur. I'm not drunk. I'm just happy. You know, you ought to try sometime. Drinking? Happiness. Try happiness. Just a little, huh?
That tone of voice ain't so becoming on you. Makes you seem all pent up and angry like some Blackwater would-be business tycoon with a bad case of hemorrhoids.
Well, that's probably what happens after 4 years of living under John Marston's roof.
We ain't gonna hear the end of this, are we?
I was smoked, John. Like a ham. Like meat. Of course I'm gonna talk about it.
Know what I like about hams, old man? They taste good, and they're silent. I'm getting tired of your mouth, old man. Why don't you try shutting it every once in a while?
Oh, who rattled your cage? It's true.
Shut up.
John's reaction here isn't even a choice. That's just how he treats him. When you greet Uncle as John, this exchange is about as nice as he gets with the old man.
Of all the folks I could have run into.
Hey, you're a lucky man, John. You were blessed.
Blessed. Is that the word?
Uncle's spirit would have aged well like a wine, or perhaps a whiskey, but John Marston has a way of making you sour. Including me, but
that's another topic.
I wasn't joking, by the way, when I said Uncle died for the Marstons, because in the end, he did. He fell fighting for his family. He was shot in the heart, proving he still had one, despite what the ladies might have said back in the day.
You're turning into a regular old fairy godmother there, Arthur.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you got a heart. A small one, perhaps, hidden deep inside, but a real one. And you haven't, you repulsive old lizard.
Lizards have hearts.
I'm not intending to make light of his death here, especially when there's another death we need to take seriously. While Spider Madison played Uncle in the first game, John O'Crea was initially playing Uncle in Red Dead Redemption 2, sounding just like Spider.
What's wrong with all you complainers? He wanted to take me fishing.
And I think being the facial reference as well. But sadly, John O'Crea passed away during production. He is honored in the sequel he worked on, with this pleasant and peaceful lake being named after him, O'Crea's Run. And his performances are still present in the game as the occasional voice line there, and
Let's hide in here. Quick!
I'm pretty sure most of his singing voice for the camp songs.
When I was just a lad, you know, I met a gal from old Bordeaux. She had blonde hair and blue eyes too. She let me ride on the ring-dang-doo.
And the ring-dang-doo, now
what is that?
It's soft and round like a pussy cat.
Got a hole in the middle and a split in two.
That's what you call the ring-dang-doo.
Oh, I'm a wild, free-ranging rover. I roam and sing a merry song. The wide, wide world I wander over. With a light, light heart I rove along. Blowing out your barracks back, fresh fish.
Godspeed, John O'Cray. The man who took O'Cray's place is James McBride.
Well, you dadgum government is sorry sowing the souls.
And his performance is the one we see the most, and it's frankly endearing.
Wars, stupidity, lies. Who makes this crap up? Why are we having a war with the goddamn Philippines? Who cares about the Philippines? What even are the Philippines?
I'll do the reading and planning, and you do the building.
How did I know you'd try to weasel out of doing any work?
Oh, now, that is plain unfair. It's inaccurate and not what's going to happen. I'm simply going to use what I've got, which is a brain. While you use what you've got, which is less of a brain.
It's enough to turn a good, honest fella to drink. Being a bad, dishonest fella, it's gonna send me to drink twice as fast.
Now, goats is easy, but they taste awful.
I don't like goats. And cows, I've seen enough cows.
Sheep then. But any livestock, you're gonna need a barn.
Barn will take 3 of us 6 months to build.
Oh, you don't build a barn, dumbass. What do you think this is, 1785? You buy one pre-cut just like the house. This is the industrial age.
What are you talking about?
Arthur's above a little stick-up I heard about.
No, I'm not.
You just said.
Yeah, I'll do it, as long as you ride with us.
I got a serious medical condition.
Yes, you are a compulsive liar.
No need to be like that. Charles, have I ever lied to you?
I hardly know you.
Exactly.
Whether he's getting kicked out of taverns,
Hey, let's talk about this.
or getting kicked out of bars,
Don't get all worked, John, my boy. Maybe you got something to add here.
there's honestly not one scene or camp encounter that fails to make me love him. He's essentially the comic relief of the game. Some might think that that's Sean, but Sean is fun, whereas Uncle is funny. Though not to the point that he's incapable of being serious when the moment calls for it.
Whoa, what happened?
Skinner Brothers.
A lot of them?
Enough.
Bad business. Well, we'll be safe together.
But what's the greater point of Uncle? What does he bring to the gang? Well, he did lead a stagecoach robbery after receiving a good tip, but unfortunately the tip was too good.
But this is a mistake. I work for Cornwall Kerosene and Tar. Mr. Leviticus Cornwall.
Oh, great.
And naturally, this mission is entitled An Honest Mistake, the kind that probably sent the Pinkertons in this direction after Cornwall was robbed yet again. Not Uncle's finest moment.
Arthur!
Stay away from me.
But I got a tip.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of.
Oh, it's a goodie, I'm telling you.
It always is with you. Then we end up heading in a burning barn getting shot at.
You're a sad man, Arthur Morgan. Sad man indeed.
Additionally, there's 2 more missable robbery activities. In fact, one was so missable it wasn't even in your game, because you had to pre-order or pay for the Ultimate Edition. Long story short, he's present at this simple robbery.
This is my kind of bank robbery.
Yeah, that's worth $30. The robbery that really matters is the rustling activity, which not only is further evidence of his practical usefulness, the reason why he hasn't been kicked out,
I owe you after last time. This could be my make-good.
but it also gives the player a proper explanation for why Uncle remained with the gang in the first place.
Now, I'm ready for my retirement, though. Let me tell you.
You've been pretty much retired from the moment I met you.
I mean the tropics, the real deal. What Dutch is talking about.
So as we know, Uncle's a leisure seeker, and Dutch's plan is the ultimate retirement plan. Uncle actually believes in that goal. I mean, he does think Dutch is already lost. We'll get to that.
There goes the greatest man we know. Even he's lost.
But he is a genuine supporter of the cause, or at the very least, he wants to believe in it.
That's why I jumped on this opportunity. Sooner we get enough money to leave, the better.
Other gang members might enthusiastically join jobs to rob the big scores for money's sake, and even Herr Strauss.
Still working, Mr. Strauss.
Predatory loans! Don't be scared, it's only your future.
Even he has hopes for the gang's future.
So you'll be joining us in Tahiti?
I rather fancied Australia.
But I think Uncle is the one who believed in that tropical paradise the most. Even more so than Javier and Bill, who are more loyal to Dutch the man, not the plan. It's why Uncle had to leave. The future of the gang was written on the blood-stained walls and floors of the Hollow. So he left.
Pearson left? Told Uncle? The traitors?
Well, I guess they don't want to die, Dutch.
Dutch's plan became unviable for his people. And Uncle's greatest strength is how he values these people. He might mooch for money or take a moonshine teddy bear to sleep, but where his character truly shines is in the encouraging and confrontational camaraderie with his fellow campers. He will lead songs, he will usually be there to play poker, and he will make the real effort to relate with others. By the way, what is lumbago? It's just an old term for low back pain, which is not something you can terminally have. Unless, of course, it's back pain from carrying the entire gang's morale.
Somebody sing us a song. Please.
Charles, in particular, is a challenge for Uncle. He's very insistent on prodding this brooding hunter. But it's not that the old man hates the new guy. It's that Charles' outer shell is so thick, he's not as emotionally involved with the gang. And he's right. It's the main reason why I really don't care for Charles in 1899.
How you keeping?
I'm keeping.
I like that. Big, tough, and taciturn. Yes, that's the word. Taciturn.
Is it? I don't know what it means.
Well, kind of means big and tough and hiding how dumb you are by not saying much.
That's me.
Oh, it doesn't have to be.
If the choice is folks thinking I'm dumb but not knowing for sure, and folks knowing I'm dumb because I sound like you, I think I'd rather keep them wondering.
I'm definitely going to go into more depth on Charles later, but in short, there's a fat difference between cutscene Charles and Camp Charles. Let's just say I am not a fan of Camp Charles.
How are you, Mr. Smith?
Thank you,
Fine.
You been up to much, have you?
Not really.
Read any interesting books recently?
No.
Seen any plays?
No.
You heard any good jokes?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, you fancy sharing it with me?
This isn't bad.
No.
You know, I wouldn't want to be stuck in the wilderness with you, Charles. I've had more fun, well, watching the grass grow.
Please, go watch it.
You know, someday you will warm up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Uncle just wants to know the guy, but the dude's cut himself off. Fortunately, it's not all bad news for these two. With Uncle's help, and I will call it that, during A New Jerusalem comes in the form of guiding Marston and Smith with building the little house together. During one of their breaks, Uncle attempts dancing with Charles, but he's not having it. That is until the barn is complete. Uncle raises a bottle and begins a song they've sung before in the gang.
Young miss at dancing school is taught the minuet to tread. Our can is full, we'll pump it out, and then all hands to see. Young miss at dancing school is taught the minuet to tread. Young miss at dancing school is taught the minuet to tread. But we go better when we've brought our four-tack to Cathead.
Until finally, Charles loosens up enough to dance with them. This is what Uncle's good for. He makes lives better with his appeal to liveliness, and it's admirable when you consider his childhood.
That ain't tough. See, sharks, that's a holiday. Tough is arriving in a new city. Both your parents newly dead. No one looking after you except some scumbags you meet on the street. Folks starving, people desperate. Since 9 years old, I've been living on my wits. Hell, chance to see that, that'd be a joy. You know, I tell you, sharks are nothing compared to human beings.
Now, maybe you're right.
He knows how awful people are, but the way he demands better of them tells us that he believes in their potential.
Big, tough men, robbers, hoodlums, proud degenerates, turned into a bunch of moaning women at the side of some lawman in a little snow. I ain't never seen anything so disgusting in my whole time. I met a lot of women, but you boys just about turned into the most womanly of all of them. And that's the truth.
Now maybe this monologue sounds like another campfire roast.
Look at you, whining little women. All of you.
But there's a difference. Micah is pushing them further down. Uncle is the man who tries pulling his people up. He even tried with Micah, being one of the very few members who will call out Micah's character to his face.
You're a wrong man. A wrong man. There's something not right with you.
Are you talking to me, old man? Mind your manners.
I've minded them long enough.
None of our problems is my fault. None at all. So you watch your damn tongue.
Though he's not strong enough to win any of these confrontations, he nonetheless tries his best with the rest of the gang. Emphasis on tries.
Man, bunch of sour faces. Cheer up, the lot of you. None of them women got the clap. None of you got lynched yet. Ain't none of you got married neither. Way I see it, ain't no good in worrying about what may be. Worry about what you got and ain't got, and none of you got nothing to worry about. I was telling one of those lovely ladies just now, don't cry, sugar, I told her, because they like that. Anyway, don't cry, I said. Uncle loves you, and one day, you won't be no $3 whore. You're gonna be a $5 whore or a housemaid. Them's dreams. Of course, you boys and I know that ain't never gonna happen. She'll die on her back at the hand of some monster in the back room of some no-name saloon. Sure as shit is brown. But it damn near made her day. And she's out there smiling, so cheer up. That's all I'm saying.
He'll even try when no one wants to participate.
Cheer up. It's a beautiful night. We're sat by a fire. We're alive. Now, yeah, I know death, despair, disaster all around us, but, you know, who cares? They ain't here. Come on. Sing us a song. Somebody. Huh? I can't take much more of this misery. Oh. Somebody sing.
And he'll stick around, even when the hopelessness is obvious.
Hi, Uncle.
Hell of a time, Arthur.
You know, you might want to think about getting out of here soon.
No, I'll be with you boys till the end.
Just don't leave it too late.
Uh-huh.
His defining characteristic is his genuine love for the folks around him.
Big man, I'm worried. I'm really worried.
Me too, Uncle.
What's going to happen, you know? To everybody.
I guess folks is gonna make a choice. Whether they live or die.
And you?
I don't have that choice no more. I'm just trying to help others see clearly. That's my choice.
You're a good man, Arthur Morgan. A good man.
He might have believed in the dream that Dutch promised, but he was loyal to the people more. And as Cynic pointed out in his Uncle video, a detail that I would have missed had I not watched it, Abigail Roberts joined the gang because Uncle found her. Likely in a similar way he happened to find Molly drunk in town. Despite the consequences, Uncle's gift is bringing people together. One of the ways this attribute is expressed, at least I'm banking on it, is through his horses, whom I almost forgot about.
Don't forget the horses.
Shut up, Arthur. Uncle's mounts are two different mares with the same name, Nell. In 1899, she's Nell 2, and in 1907, she's the mustached Nell 4. He's the only one in the game, aside from the player, to name his horses the same name with numbers. The obvious implication is that there was initially a normal Nell, but by 1907, 3 other Nells had passed on. So what is it about the name Nell? Well, Nell can be a modern nickname for Penelope, but originally it derived from Eleanor, from the quote, medieval affectionate phrase mine Elle, which was later interpreted as Minelle. The first result that pops up when you search engine Nell is the movie from 1994 starring Jodie Foster as the titular character. And it was received. It's a received movie. Nell was raised in the mountains in isolation by her mother, whose English was already broken. She had a twin sister who with her developed their own unique language, but she died at age 12, and eventually her mom died too, leaving Nell to live alone for years until discovered by a doctor played by Liam Neeson. Because she's had no experience with modern conveniences or other people, he fears for her safety if word gets out that there's a strange woman in the forest. So with the help of the late Parent Trap mother Natasha Richardson, the doctor's goal is to introduce Nell to the real world, if they can, to help this person become more adjusted if she needs it. Now, Uncle, of course, wouldn't know any of this, but I think I'm onto something as to why Rockstar would give Uncle's horses the name Nell. It's indicative of Uncle's goal and purpose in the gang. Taking care of people, and making sure they are taking care of themselves well enough, which might just be a nice way of saying he used to be a pimp.
Back when I was a young man?
Oh, well, I was always into running women.
That's because you're a lowlife, whereas I had aspirations.
Fair enough.
I have to shout out Red Dead's Baby for making his video before mine and touching on this very subject. Go check him out.
Is pimping easy?
Hell yeah.
Somehow that is correct.
Still, the fact remains that he genuinely cares about those he's involved with, and anything he can say and do to help their sense of self is what he's always more than willing to do, just like how Doctors Neeson and Natasha did what they could to help Nell become adjusted. But why are there 4 Nells? My theory is that these 4 horses represent the 4 lives Uncle has lived. The first life from before the gang, which didn't work out, the second life with the gang, which also didn't work out, the third life having left or perhaps lost the gang, which wasn't really the life, and then the fourth life newly found with John. As if he failed to protect Nell before, and each rename is his way of giving himself another chance to lead his people to personal prosperity. Like his past failures or the unspoken trauma he attempts to make right and control with each new horse. Uncle has always wanted to be a part of taking care of people, and multiple Nells, if this movie is the inspiration, are a great way to reflect that. And now here's where the gang embodiment question gets interesting. As I pondered his purpose in the gang, I was stuck between 2 technically distinct roles that usually overlap in the minds of most people. On the one hand, there's all the camp songs to consider. For most of the ones that he's a part of, he leads. He plays the banjo really well in the middle of the day on a Thursday afternoon. His stories might be full of crap.
I ever tell you boys about the time I was lost in the Congo, became a living god for a few days?
But they're nonetheless entertaining. It's obvious that the gang never cut him loose because he's so entertaining, as the official, albeit brief, biography states. In that regard, he's the court jester of the gang, the entertainer. But that's all a court jester really is. They keep the king and his guests entertained. They aren't accusatory agents of correction. Well, not necessarily. That might be the intention here, for that is the meme, and it is a good one. I got a meme, John.
You always got a meme, Dutch.
It is a good one. But I don't think it's an essential aspect of the jester. They might have jester's privilege, which permits the joker to joke without harm coming to him, but just as modern comedians ought to be reminded, their primary actual goal is entertainment and laughter, not overstepping boundaries just to get away with it. I believe in jester's privilege, but it's not the point of being a jester. That said, there is a rare camp encounter that perfectly captures what Uncle's jester's privilege looks like. It's even called out by name.
In fact, I need not to read. It pollutes the mind.
Does it?
Yeah. I've seen it do it to you.
I'd be careful, old man, that court jester act doesn't wear a little thin.
This man had his hands on his holsters. He was not having it. Even worse, because Uncle kept pushing, without joking. He wasn't telling a funny, embarrassing story about Dutch. He was calling him out to his face because he strongly disagreed with him. And Uncle persisted when Dutch went behind him, accusing him of wanting his own kingdom.
That's his problem, in one. He wants to be an American king, with his knights.
I heard that.
Ooh.
I want no such thing.
You do.
He's not saying something goofy to poke the leader and make others laugh. He's pressing right-click F.
I don't. I just want better than this for us.
Better? Your kind of better.
Oh, I can't stay mad at you, old man.
Okay.
But right now, I'd like to kill you.
Put me out of my majesty, your misery.
Away with you!
I almost had him!
Uncle gets away with it, but it's less because he's the court jester and more so because the old man is harmless. The worst thing the old man does in camp, aside from nothing, is annoying the gang. But this is part and parcel of the party package.
Hey, Arthur! What you want? Oh, man, you one sour son of a bitch, ain't you?
Only when I see you.
Only when I see you.
Still, his annoying lip is more often used in the story to correct the errors of others than it is to say something funny for funny's sake. That's certainly the case in the epilogue. His core identity hasn't changed, but ever so slightly, his role has shifted. Instead of being the court jester for John's family, Uncle is the fool. Now, how is that different from jester? After all, Wikipedia put those terms together as if they're no different. Well, depending on the kind of fool, we can make meaningful distinctions. I'm not referring to an actual fool, the kind that Solomon wrote extensively about, or the kind that promotes Calvinism. I'm referring to the paradox, the wise fool, the Shakespearean fool, the comic relief who knows more than they let on, and certainly more than the main characters. Often they downplay intellectualism.
I just read something.
That's the problem with you, Dutch. Always reading. I got common sense. I don't need to read. In fact, I need not to read. It pollutes the mind.
In favor of practical life experience. They provide serious insight through non-serious means, and they are key in showcasing the themes. This fool is a well of wisdom.
You don't have a hope here without a wise hand at the tiller.
Enough of that.
And Uncle was eager to share this wisdom, given how much of a real fool Marston really was. Conceptually, the Fool is also a famous tarot card from the 22 major arcana, and unlike the stable life of the fancily fitted jester, the Fool card is depicted as an independent vagabond, which is who Uncle became after the gang fell apart. But most importantly, this card is seen as a symbol of new beginnings. Uncle reunites with John the moment he was approved to start this new life. At first, Uncle was taken aback that John wasn't robbing the bank he had just walked out of.
I saw you going into the bank, and by the looks of things, you ain't robbed it.
I've gone straight.
Oh, bull crap.
No, for real. Well, I'm trying.
And because John is trying, Uncle is too. But he is not going to sugarcoat it if he thinks what John is like or doing is sub-adequate for his own good.
Where are we headed?
West.
West? Oh, God, ain't you a man of few words? I can see we're headed west. You know, speaking in monosyllables don't make you seem interesting. It makes you seem stupid.
What do you think?
Why exactly did you buy this dump?
For Abigail?
Why? Is she an idiot? No. What were you thinking?
I don't know. She said she wanted it.
She ever seen it? What are we gonna farm here? Rocks?
Rocks!
John, the rock farmer.
Rocks!
You think I'm an idiot?
No. I know you're an idiot.
Like I said, Uncle's core identity hasn't changed. He's still a poking joker that expects better of the people he loves. But like I also said, that's his defining characteristic. His love. In this sense, it's wanting the absolute best for someone's character. If you made John buy Beechers before seeing Sadie, Uncle can be approached and will be disappointed that John still hasn't seen an old friend.
I heard Sadie might still be alive.
Sadie? How'd you hear that?
She sent me a telegram. Said she's in Valentine.
Sadie sent you a telegram and you ain't paid a visit on her? What's wrong with you, man?
It's been a long time.
Oh, time. Sadie wants to see you. You go see her. John Marston, really? Shame on you.
Later, when he finds out that Charles Smith is alive and finally got around to telling John, the pair of them immediately go to where the prizefighter is on the other side of the map, solely based on the report that he wasn't doing so well.
That's Uncle?
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm alive.
Uncle thought maybe he was in some sort of trouble.
Kind of, just... I don't know.
That's one of the most loving acts performed in this game. He even finds the location before John does. Back at the shack, it's Uncle's best scene in the whole game. Where Uncle sees an opportunity to appreciate old company coming together, John makes an offhand remark.
Feels like old times. It's good to have the old gang back together again.
Let's just hope things don't turn out like last time.
There he goes. What'd I tell you, Charles? Boy is as sour as weak old milk. No wonder she didn't stay with you. Not even a retired $2 whore would stay with you. That's the goddamn truth. Now, you used to be decent company, but now you're worse than a snake with a toothache. All he does is whine.
Excuse me?
But the reason this scene is Uncle's best is not just because it's the funniest, but it's also not because he's being mean. This is actually the greatest display of love for another character in the entire series. Okay, that's going too far, but still, you get the point I'm trying to say. Uncle's not doing this for himself. Sure, he has a vested interest in having a home.
You're in enough debt as it is. I got to help you all I can.
It's my debt. I'll handle it.
Yeah, but if they foreclose on the debt, I'll lose my home. And I do so like it there.
You like it too much.
But his emphasis in this part of the epilogue is doing right by Abigail, which is what John said he wanted. Uncle is pointedly calling out how low his standards are. And if he really wanted to not just impress, but to do his best for his wife and son, they can't be coming back to a shack of splinters. And there is a line Uncle spouts that never fails to make me laugh.
Don't get all angry. It ain't gonna change nothing. You're hopeless. And I mean that literally. You got no hope. I mean, look at you. Look at this place. Your dream home. I've had better nightmares than this dream. Oh, darling Abigail, I've changed. Come live with me in an outhouse I wouldn't ask my worst enemy to take a shit in.
What are you trying to say?
It's awful. It's a dump. The house has gotta go. Get some self-respect, you miserable sack of shit. Build a house a lady'd set foot in.
The place just needs a woman's touch.
It needs leveling. No woman would touch this place.
It's through scalding criticism that Uncle shows his love. He wasn't calling out John for having a bad idea. It's a good idea. But to execute it, he needed to do better than this. That's real criticism, not constructive criticism. There's no such thing. It's a redundant term. By constructive criticism, all people mean is don't be mean. Yeah, you could totally correct someone who's about to destroy their lives. Just be nice about it. No! All criticism is constructive. If it's not constructive, if the criticism doesn't come with the promise that if the given problem was addressed and corrected, that you'd approve of them thereafter, then it's not criticism. It's just hatred. Dutch van der Linde didn't criticize civilization. He hated civilization. He didn't want society's corruption to get better because he needed that corruption to exist to justify his thievery. He needed that monster to justify his wages. True criticism always implies love. And sometimes love is ugly and blunt. Like Uncle. He celebrates his friends' successes, and in turn, he's included in them.
John Marston, you have a home.
So do you.
Oh, I know.
That's why he let him stay. He's actually been pretty useful. And why the Skinners stole him from the farm is no mystery either. The Skinner brothers abducted Uncle because John and Charles defied their ambush, and because they knew he was important to these men. They wanted to draw them in, trap them, and get rid of them for good. Uncle made both of these men's lives better by getting them out of their rut and raising their standards of living. The Skinners didn't have someone like that, so they stole him. Not so that their existence in the forest will be corrected and more cultured, but to cook the kind of person who demands better of his peers. These two peers, at one point in time, happened to be just like the Skinners.
You think they'll be back?
Maybe, but I doubt it. We must have killed most of them. This is your land.
Was it theirs once?
I don't think so. I met a fella said the Skinners rode down about 2 years ago. They're just angry men on a rampage, and we got in their way.
Sort of like we used to be?
Yeah, exactly like we used to be.
Maybe we should take up torture.
We got Uncle singing instead of torture.
Healthy cultures can tolerate a sick person, but sick cultures can never tolerate a healthy person. The kind of person, perhaps, whose vision might be doubled at the wrong times, but also the kind of person who's got a better vision for his friends' lives. That's who you want in yours. That said, Uncle's main concern was about John's sense of home, not his sense of justice. When Sadie arrives at the house and stays for supper, Uncle remains silent about how the money's made, and especially when the talk of Micah came up. He knows his place, and his place is here, but part of the reason everyone eventually lost it is because Abigail was the only one pushing back against John's conviction.
Keep an eye on the place for me.
Of course.
Please!
Not saying that it's Uncle's fault that Red Dead Redemption 1 exists, but maybe, just maybe, the fate of the Marstons could have been changed if Uncle's conviction to criticize others was more broadly applied. That, or maybe John could have been kinder himself, more approachable with his old friend, more capable of being corrected on something so serious. That's Uncle's tragic life thereafter with the Marstons. He considers the other his friend, but usually the feeling isn't mutual. This has to be why Uncle soured between both games. John's berating and lack of tolerating his habits. Even when Uncle has a good idea or tells him bad news he needs to hear, John is always right-clicking F.
There's some Mustangs and some such out there beyond that ridge. Wondering if it was worth getting you and going around some of them up.
Fair enough. We're nearly out of money. Ranch is in turmoil. We may not make it through the winter. What could we possibly want with some good quality horses? Come on.
The kid, well, I just saw him out in the valley. Seems your tales of hunting got the better of him. He said he was going up to the pass, track down that grizzly that's been seen up there.
Kid can't hunt a grizzly. Thing will eat him alive.
I know. I tried to stop him.
But you're worthless as a lawyer at a lynching. Damn you, old man. This is my son. Anything happens to him, you'll wish it was you that bear attacked.
But at the end of their lives, John treats Uncle as an equal in protecting their family.
Who is it, Pa?
It's just some old friends. Me and Uncle take care of it. And you go inside and you keep the doors and the windows locked.
I hear you.
Then run!
Yeah, run, boy.
Well, old man, looks like things is about to get settled once and for all.
So it seems.
And they both died on the same day, in the same way, by the same men of treason, for the same reason. Their graves are on the same hilltop, marking Uncle as a genuine member of the Marston family, more so than he was a member of the Vanderlyn gang. He's a man who had love, and a man who fought for that love. Had Uncle not existed, Abigail would have remained a vulnerable working girl. John would have no reason to improve his character, and Jack would simply not be. Uncle never had to prove himself as a member of John's family. He is the reason the Marston family exists. And I think that's everything! About Uncle, anyway. Was there something I missed? Oh. No.
You
couldn't shoot a fire out your own ass. You always got a mean Dutch. This is a good one. You always got a mean Dutch. You always got a mean Dutch. You always got a mean Dutch. You always got a mean Dutch.
I think I have to stop before I die.